check it out. This one is about an ancient tool called an astrolabe. What did you find? Oh, cool. I've heard of James Cook. Oh, so we've discovered that trees here in the fact forest are full of informative nonfiction, which is nonfiction intended to share facts and information. And we're in luck because these passages focus on real-world exploration, from famous discoveries to epic voyages, which is pretty convenient since we'll be exploring the land of fact. We'll read the passages on these trees as we make our way through the fact forest. Along the way, we'll learn to define and identify the central idea and supporting details of a text, and also explain the relationship between them. Let's go! In Unit 1, we learned that narrative plots are often structured in a specific way: exposition, rising action, climax, and so on. Similarly, informative nonfiction, like the kind here in the fact forest, also follows a standard structure. Understanding that structure helps us efficiently read nonfiction and also plan and write our own. So, how is informative nonfiction structured? Let's examine one of these trees to figure it out. It looks like the written passage is up here in the canopy. It's held up by the organizational structure of the trunk and branches below. Let's take a closer look at the passage. As we read, think about how the information is organized. Imagine you're setting sail on a grand adventure across the ocean, just like the explorers of old. What kind of food would you bring? First, there's hardtack, a tough biscuit that doesn't spoil easily, providing energy for long days at sea. Then there's salted meat, such as pork or beef, which can last for months without refrigeration. Sailors often carried barrels of this to stay nourished. And don't forget, pickled vegetables. They're not only tasty, but also packed with vitamins to prevent scurvy, a common sailor's disease. Each of these foods played a vital role in keeping explorers healthy and energized during their epic journeys. I hope we find something a little more palatable than hardtack and pickles on our journey. What did you notice about the passage's organization? Let's check out the rest of the tree to get a better look at that. Here in the big central trunk, it says, explorers sailing the oceans relied on several unique types of food. Then written on the branches are facts from the passage about hardtack, salted meat, and pickled vegetables. What did you notice about the way the information from the passage is organized here? Why is some information in the center while other information branches off from it? Pause to brainstorm ideas in your PDF, then resume to discuss. Let's take a closer look. Here in the middle is the central idea of the passage. That's the main message the author wants to communicate. Just like the trunk holds up the canopy, the central idea holds up the passage. The central idea is usually stated somewhere near the start of a passage and then summarized again at its end. So, what branches off the central idea? Those are the supporting details or information that helps explain, clarify, or reinforce the central idea. Just like branches grow out of the trunk to give the tree shape, the supporting details expand on the central idea to add information and interest. Informational nonfiction needs a central idea and supporting details. Without supporting details to fill it out, a central idea feels incomplete and uninteresting, like a big empty trunk. And without a central idea holding them all together, the supporting details would fall apart into a list of disconnected facts. Okay, we're getting the hang of navigating this forest, but some trees ahead are overgrown. To pass through, we'll need to get them back into tip-top shape. That first tree was pretty well maintained, but Here in the deep woods, the trees have grown wilder. Like this one. Oh, it still has an informative passage up in its canopy, but we'll need to identify its central idea and supporting details to keep it growing tall and strong. The first step is to read the passage carefully, paying attention to its organization. Throughout history, animals have been unsung heroes in exploration adventures. Take sled dogs, for instance, crucial for Arctic explorations due to their ability to navigate and endure extreme cold, like in Admiral Byrd's Antarctic expeditions. Then there are carrier pigeons, used for centuries to deliver messages across vast distances, playing a key role in communication before modern technology. And don't forget about camels, the ships of the desert, essential for traversing hot, sandy landscapes like the Silk Road. These animals didn't just accompany explorers. They were vital partners in some of the most challenging and exciting journeys in history. Wow, I did not know that about pigeons. Okay, so now we will identify the central idea and supporting details. Remember that the central idea is usually stated at the beginning and end of a passage. When we identify it, we rewrite it in our own words as a complete sentence. The supporting details are the examples, facts, or explanations that tell us more about that central idea. We can write those as bullet points. Pause to identify the central idea and supporting details of this passage and write them in your PDF. Resume when you're done. Let's see. From the beginning and end of the passage, we can identify that the central idea is something like, historically, explorers have relied on some types of animals. Then we identify the supporting details in the body of the passage, which include facts about sled dogs, carrier pigeons, and camels. Now that we've identified the central idea and supporting details, that tree has a strong organizational structure. But I also noticed some more supporting details branching off of it. This is the same central idea with two new supporting details. One says, horses and donkeys played a key role in World War I, primarily by transporting supplies, but also by carrying soldiers into combat. The other says, monkeys and other primates have been used in space missions to make sure space shuttles would be safe for human astronauts. Which supporting detail could be added to the passage to reinforce the central idea? Which should we remove and why? Pause to answer in your PDF and resume to check. We can keep this supporting detail because it provides more information about the central idea. We can remove this one. That's because this detail is about animals used in warfare, not exploration. Supporting details need a strong connection to the central idea in order to actually support it. Otherwise, they're just random facts. I think we're almost through the fact forest. Oh, I can see the sunlight up ahead. Let's check out our next steps. We made it! We're past the only labeled place on our map and in uncharted territory. Ooh, time to explore. And Oh, Mia, do you smell that? Sweet and buttery and, oh, well, let's go that direction. Over the next few days, you'll refine your knowledge of central ideas and supporting details in your PDF. When you're ready, come find us tracking that delectable smell. Until then, remember, every story is a new horizon. See you next time. Hey, hey.